And just in case you didn't get it, it's called text neck, yani shingo ya arafa, ama arafa shingo. Actually, arafa shingo sounds very like a bad disease that you should avoid, so maybe we should be calling it that instead of just text neck. But let me hand over now to Michelle to introduce our guest and to enlighten us on this text neck.
All right, well, Mike, in studio with us this morning is Dr. Hamisi Kote, who is a chiropractor with the Premier Rehab Centers. Many thanks for joining us in studio, Dr. Hamisi. So our smartphones are literally becoming a pain in the neck. Let's talk about text neck, because I understand the average smartphone user spends about 2 to 4 hours a day with their head dropped down. What impact can this have on our health?
Thank you so much for having me on the studio today. And thank you for taking this topic as an important topic to discuss. As change happens as a human being evolve over time and we are adopting new technology, we are running away from what we were meant to do. If you look at time in the beginning, human beings were supposed to be hunters and gatherers. So we spent a lot of time standing, running and chasing animals or digging stuff. And then time came that we had now to work in offices and had to spend more time seated. And then with that, we have developed now computers, and after computers, phones. The most sad thing is that most of our parents are buying smartphones for their kids, and 90%, or maybe let's say 75% of these kids' time, they're like this.
Right.
What is happening, and what I see a lot as a chiropractor is very young kids as early as 14 years coming to see us with degenerative disc disease, like disc herniations, something that you expect to see on somebody who is in their 40s, 50s. So it's quite an alarming situation, and it's that parents are not taking it serious, or rather people don't know what's going on. And if this continues, then we are going to be producing a generation of stooped over people.
Right.
People who will always be walking bent over and can't look up. And we wonder, why do people stoop over? It is stoops over because over time, then your body will start changing and the curve in the spine will start changing to adopt to the current position that you keep yourself in.
And I can imagine that would be a lot easier with children because the body is not very developed. Let's focus on adults before we move really to what the symptoms are. For adults engaging in this texting behavior, and of course just constant smartphone use, how much worse is the situation?
Majority of people watching this show or who work behind a computer and use their phone or their computer for so long are complaining of two things: either fatigue here, either pain or tightness in the shoulder girdle, either shoulder pain, either numbness, either headaches, either ringing in the ears, either ringing jaw, clicking jaw, either migraines. All these things, or sometimes they also start getting things like acidity and constipation, or shortness of air. Sometimes people get chest pain. And all these, why do they all happen? Because when you stoop over and you change the curve that we're supposed to have, in the curve you're supposed to have four curves. There's a curve behind the neck, and there's a curve on the thoracic spine, and then the curve on the lumbar, and then on the pelvic. These curves act as shock absorber of the human body. And when you abuse those curves by maintaining a given position like that for so long, then what happens is that the muscles in the front here shorten. So those muscles shorten like that, and this one shorten. What happens then, there's a continuous stretch of the muscles and the tissues from the back, and over time, then you start getting degenerative change because the bones now are being forced to stay in a position they're not supposed to stay in. And if that continues, then you get the first episode of tightness. My tightness.
Right, and I think we've all felt that.
I need to have somebody push my shoulders. And you go get a massage and it feels good, and then you buy some time. The next thing you do is, I went to turn and I can't move my neck.
You have a stiff neck.
I have a stiff neck. The next thing, you have numbness and you're scared that you're getting a stroke. The next thing you do an MRI, and then that's where the story starts. You have a degenerative disc disease, you have a muscle spasm, you have a straightened spine, you have, and problems start piling up. And before you know it, you're having numbness and pain down your arm, and the next thing you want to do is you want to go in for surgery.
All right, before it gets that bad, let's focus then on how you can remedy the situation. Is it about changing our posture while using smartphones? Must we seek medical attention for this?
The human body is like a car. I normally tell people, you have to service your car for you to be able to reach destination A or from B. The same thing, for your body to service you well, you have to do service to it. What do I mean? You can't spend 8 hours slouched and then wake up the following day, 360 days slouch, when your body was supposed to be like that. So it's very important that you do a basic few things to stretch up. One, there's an exercise you do, you just like lock your hands like that. Put your hands behind your head, and it's as simple as just there and opening your hands behind. You know? Then when you hold your hands there, it's as simple as then you go to the side. You know, and then you go to the side. These are things you can do from your chair. Then you turn, and you turn. Then you also have to stretch your hands behind. So you hold the hand behind like that, and then you move your neck.
So this is something we need to do every day at the end of the day? In the
Every
morning?
day. If you're sitting in a desk for 8 hours, then this is something you have to do every day. Because if you don't do it, it's going to catch up.
And if you're using your phone every day, then it's also something that you need to do.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, focusing, of course, you're a chiropractor. So for those, say, a situation has gotten a little out of hand and the exercises at home are not quite helping, they can seek help from a chiropractor as well.
Yes.
How is that helpful?
As a chiropractor, what we center on function. So when you come to see me and you have upper cross syndrome, or rather you have text neck, which is this position, and rounded shoulders, my aim is to ask myself what muscles are, first of all, shortened, and what muscles are overstretched. Once you find what muscles are shortened and what muscles are overstretched, then you work on the shortened muscles to release them to be longer, and the overstretched ones, you exercise them to strengthen them to be stronger, so that then you can balance the tension between the front, the side, and the rotation.
Right. I mean, Mike, I don't know if you knew you had to exercise every day because you're using your smartphone. And
I had no idea. I've just tried some of those exercises, and they're not per se easy, but I guess they do solve the problem. But is it then true from what you're saying? Because earlier on I was saying it jokingly that we might mutate and have, many fingers. But are we mutating as human beings, given that you're saying as hunter-gatherers, there's a position that we had, and we probably maintained that very well. But because of our lifestyle now, we spend most of our time sitting. We now have new habits like, texting, and we're on computers. Are we mutating to a point where our backs are becoming more slouched?
Yes, we actually, that's where we are headed. But it's not only the back that is happening. If we look at today, we are crying of cancer. But if we look at the epicenter, or how does it start, you'd be surprised that it would start from here. Let me explain. If you spend a lot of time hunched like that, as Dr. Gupta has said, you end up compressing the internal organs, right? So if you end up compressing the internal organs, what you get is something we call delayed peristalsis, or rather movement of food within the internal organs. So after some time, if that continues, then you get something we call leaky gut. You start getting heartburns. The next thing you get gastritis. You form polyps, etc., etc. If these things continue and you don't do anything about it, then it is very easy then all that toxins that is holding up in the body to complicate and start forming cancer cells that will end up either causing a stomach cancer, that will end up causing any other lifestyle disease, diabetes, hypertension, name it. It will all be a big contributory for that position.
But we're not necessarily saying that those who possibly would be diabetic, it's not the phone that has caused that.
No, but it's a contributing factor. It can be a contributing factor. We're just looking at, you asked about us mutating, and that's what I'm trying to say, that you can see a lot of new lifestyle diseases coming up, or can be contributed to posture.
All right, we'll take a call from Bernard, who's calling from Nairobi. Good morning, Bernard. To your question. Bernard in Nairobi, good morning, and thank you for calling. To your question.
Habari ndugu.
Yes.
Sasa. Mimi naitwa Bernard Mwebisiro.
Okay.
Kutoka Nairobi. Hello.
Ningeomba tafadhali upoze runinga. You put your TV off or the volume so that we're able to communicate. Alafu uende kwa swali tafadhali.
Okay, sasa ndio na nimepunguza.
Asante.
Sawa. Nilikuwa nauliza. Huyu daktari amesema mzuri sana. Baka amenigusa. Hello?
Nakusikia amekuguza.
Amenigusa. Nimeona hiyo vile amesema na vile anaonyesha. Hiyo tatizo iko kwa watu wengi sana.
Okay.
Yaani si ati ni runinga peke yake.
Okay.
Unaona kama hata ukidrive gari kwa muda mrefu unasikia hapa kiuno, unasikia mbaya saa zingine. Hiyo kitu mimi naona hata hiyo ndio problems za watu wengi sana. Nimesikia mzuri sana hiyo mafunzo yake, tafadhali.
Okay, sawa. Asante, amekuguza na umesikia vizuri.
Tutampata wapi sasa atueleze vizuri kabisa?
Sawa, atatueleza. Asante sana kwa kupiga simu. So he brings in something else then, long hours in driving. We've just seen that there's traffic in town, but that is almost a norm nowadays, spending a lot of time in the car, driving or being driven. Is that also a contributor?
Yes. So when you form a text neck position, or rather we call it in medical terms upper cross syndrome, it doesn't only happen as an upper cross syndrome alone. You also form what you call a lower cross syndrome. So an upper cross syndrome involves the shoulder girdle and the neck, so you get into that position. A lower cross syndrome, on the other hand, is this position. So you never walk like this, but you walk like that. So you find a lot of people who walk like that. If you take an X-ray, you have a straight back. So what happens is now, you get a shortening in the front, and you get a shortening, on the pelvis, and you get a shortening at the shoulder girdle. So when you bend and you hunch like that, what happens? Most people will burst their discs. Most long-distance drivers have disc herniations, and then if not that, they'll burst their neck or they get both.
So we're looking at a future where humanity might be suffering from a lot of back and spinal problems. You know, if we continue with this text smartphone use. But I also understand, other than text neck, there's also BlackBerry thumb and also iPad hand. So iPad hand is, you know, when I'm constantly holding this iPad like this, it's rather heavy. And so that weight also transfers to my wrist, so to speak. And so it becomes a bit heavy every time I keep holding it. And I have aches and soreness around my wrist. And then for BlackBerry thumb, of course, just the constant texting. Your thumb is the biggest culprit in the texting. Sometimes it also becomes a bit sore. What impact can these two kind of aches have?
Again, the human body works as a connected network. It's not one thing. You can never say, I'm just going to tell my thumb to text. It's a chain. So it's a chain reaction. Now, the same effect you get this is the same effect you'll get with this. Right. It's the same effect you'll get with this.
Why? Somebody was saying at some point we might lose our fingerprints on our thumbs.
Not really. You may not lose the fingerprints as per se, but what happens is that you get a lot of pains and aches along that chain of the arm, because the human body is like a robot, and things coordinate to do one thing. For example, just to be able to do a text neck, you need to have this, you need to use your pelvis. You're using so many muscles, so many different components to achieve that movement. Now, let's go back to something you mentioned about we are getting into a dysfunctional organ, or rather a bent of a society. I'll tell you that we are the first generation of human beings to live longer past the age of 50, and therefore we are actually experiencing a lot of problems that come up with aging. One of them being a lot of our parents now being unable to walk, being unable to walk, and also a lot of us also complaining of aches and pains, dementia as well. So how do we then, knowing that there's a lot of improvement in medical care today, how do we then prepare our body to be able to live, to overlive, or to outdo the ramification of aging?
All right, and I want us to get to what the right postures are to use, especially when using smartphones. But let's also take a call from Zipporah, who is calling in from Nairobi. Zipporah, good morning. What's your question?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm calling from Nakuru, not really Nairobi.
All right.
And I want to tell you that I'm really learning a lot, and I'm really afraid of the youth. I'm not in the bracket of the youth, and I'm really afraid because sometimes you see them even walking on the road and they are holding a phone, even texting, and even some text when they are driving. I want to ask the expert there, what about those people who work on their computers the whole day because it is their livelihood? Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
All right, thank you very much, Zipporah.
We'll also just take a call from Felix in Nairobi, then we can answer all the questions. Felix, good morning. Thank you for calling to your question. All right, I think we've lost that call, but there you go. She's worried about the youth, but I think her question is mainly directed to those who spend a lot of time behind computers.
I think for me, I would make a call to the government and say that some of these health educations on posture, on how to exercise, are things that should be in the school curriculum from the beginning. The same way we used to get Colgate to come and teach us about taking care of our teeth. There has to be programs that people are taught about taking care of their spine. You know, things like yoga should be taught in schools. But when you say yoga in an African setting or in a country like Kenya, everybody thinks like yoga is an Indian thing. That
the
is
meditation
meant,
side of
yes,
it.
yes, that it's only meant to be for Indian and it's a religion, which is a misplaced concept. Yoga is very powerful, and yoga is going to help a lot of us and all of us to be able to live and withstand the ramification of aging. Because if you learn how to do yoga, you don't need to spend anything. You can do it anywhere. You just need your body and yourself.
Right. I mean, so for those sitting on computers all day then, so they also need to do the exercises, of course, that
Absolutely.
you mentioned in the morning. I mean, earlier on when we began. But let's talk about now the right postures to use when using smartphones especially, because you don't always have to bend your head down to see your phone. You can also lift your phone a little higher to make sure you have that upright posture.
Yes, and there's the easiest, you know, adapting to a good posture it's very relative. There are people who are very flexible. There are people who are very stiff. So telling somebody to sit like this is not practical. There's an app called Text Neck Indicator. You download that app on your phone, and that app, when you activate it, if you're in a position where your neck is straining, then it will beep on you and you'll be able to change. I think that's the easiest option. Otherwise, for me to say that you need to sit like this or you need to sit like this, it's not practical.
Right.
We have all been shown how to sit, but it's more practical on a computer than it is on a phone. Because most of the time when you get a text, you always go like this. You hardly think about sitting upright. However, the best way to sit would be like, you get to the edge of the table. So if you are sitting on a chair like this, I want to get to the very edge so that my butt is supported. Then when I lean back, I don't have to struggle straightening up. So I'll sit and my legs, and this is too far, but my legs are 90.
The way I'm sitting now is wrong because I'm not all the way
you're
back.
not all the way.
You have,
it has to be like the distance from the leg, from your femur or from your hip to the knee. This is 90 and this is 90, and you're supported at the back, so that even when you work, and your computer is somewhere here, so even when you work, you don't have to follow the computer.
Right.
Yeah, and most of the time, people in the computer in the offices work like this. And that's why they all complain of neck and back pains.
All right, but that still doesn't stop a smartphone user from slouching all the way down to
It
see
is
their
very
phone.
difficult.
And now that you're talking about sitting position on a couch like that, what about, I've had stories about chairs like these, especially these that are elevated, better known as sina tabu. Inatuletea tabu.
Yes, because you see, the base of support on that chair is different than the base of, unless you're having somewhere you have to elevate your legs. After some time, when you sit on such a chair, it's very uncomfortable even for you. So a proper chair is, you have to have your basis of, the body has to be supported evenly. The base of support has to be equal.
Okay. Richard in Meru. Good morning, Richard. Thank you for calling. To your question, Richard.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I was following that program on Texting Net,
Okay.
and I do feel that what about if somebody divides their time, that is the 24 hours, to spend 8, you spend, let's say, 8 hours sleeping and then 8 hours walking or doing some activity and then another 8 hours working.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Richard, I guess he's talking about balance here. 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours working. I'm not sure where texting comes in there, but maybe it's also just dividing that 8 hours where you're working into constructive work.
Okay, let's first of all make it simple. Text Neck is not just for people who do text.
Text mess, yeah.
Text Neck is this posture. When you take that posture, that is Text Neck. That posture is the Text Neck. So it's just very popular as a text neck today because of smartphone users.
Right.
But it is that posture, when you take when you take that posture and you start getting neck pain and you've gone to the hospital and you've been told you have cervical spondylosis, you have neck spasm, you have any other diagnosis that you get, that is what text neck is all about. So it is not only the phone. Even if you're at home and you don't use the phone and you sit like this, you're going to get it. You know, even if you drive the car and when you're driving the car, you're like this, you're going to get it. So we need to understand that text neck is the posture. It is not just for the
All
people
right,
who
but
use
before we
text.
get to how a chiropractor can help with text neck, let's take another caller on the line. Good morning. What's your question?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about what doctor is saying. And we have what you call, my calls are not questions. My name is James Omondi.
Go ahead. Maybe if you could reduce the volume on your TV so we can communicate, please.
Yes, I've reduced.
All right, go ahead with your question.
So my concern is the design of the workplace and what we have been using at home and everything. The doctor, does he have a confirmed study on the design of everything we are using and then the effect and something which is documented, because everything is designed on what is supposed to happen, stress level, what is corrective process, and preventive. We are seeing this today, but it is not something that is documented. What is it trying to present? But even genes, practices, and other things are not commonly things we can say that they are contributing. And then economics, the design of workplace, everything. These things are not commonplace where we are staying. Because this, what is preventing is something which is very common, and stress level are very common, design practices, and even sittings we used to have at home that were being designed by people who are not pronounced in the what we call science and everything. Does he say that all these things are health problems? Thank you.
All right, many thanks, Omondi, for calling in. We also have Fatma who's calling in from Diani. Fatma, good morning. What's your question?
Morning. My question is, can we have Dr. Hamid's contact so that we can try to contact him? And I have a request. That is a very interesting topic. Good morning. My question is, this is a very interesting topic and very educative. Can we have it aired back, please, some other time?
All right, all right.
And number two, can we have Dr. Hamid's contact so that we can also contact him at a personal level?
All right, Fatma, many thanks for calling in. That is Fatma from Diani. We'll be giving the contacts for Dr. Hamisi just before we wind up this segment. And Omondi is asking, whether there's a certified study, because these things are very common, the use of smartphones, the use of computers, and he's just trying to ask whether these major diseases are really caused by all of these things. Is that what you're saying?
Okay. Let me first of all make myself clear that chronic lifestyle diseases and postural lifestyle-related diseases are diseases that we are acquiring as a result of evolution, as a result of industrialization, as a result of technological change. So it doesn't mean that these diseases were not there during our grandfathers, during our forefathers, before technology. They were there, but they never had the attention that we are having today.
Right.
Okay, so these posture things, how we sit, how we eat, and all that, all of them are contributory factors to what end up being a disease that we suffer from. So when I say posture can cause diabetes and can cause cancer and can cause something, I'm not saying when you have take that posture, you're going to be like that. I'm just saying those are some of the contributing factors that you need to check away, because somebody may be thinking that when you talk about cancer, it has to be a certain thing, but there are so many things that contribute to it. So we just mentioned one of them. About work environment, there are proper ways of sitting, and there are proper sitting ergonomics. The most unfortunate thing is that we all go to buy orthopedic chairs based on a company has said these are orthopedic chairs.
It's good.
We don't factor in if the chairs are made in China. The Chinese have used the heights of Chinese people. You come and put a tall man like him in such a same chair, you expect him to have problems. And this is a problem across corporates. I've gone to several corporates, and you look at how they sit and they tell you, oh, we ordered orthopedic chairs. And you look at what they have and you feel sorry for them. So because they have spent so much money, yet their medical bills in terms of physical therapy, surgeries and stuff is always on the
All right, and okay, so there are those, of course, who suffer from chronic text neck and visit a chiropractor like yourself. So what do you do when somebody visits you with text neck? And maybe we could just have that demonstrated. Let's have Calvin join us and set for Dr. Hamisi to show us really where you begin to deal with chronic text neck.
Super. Let me have you stand or sit. Maybe you can have we can have that chair here.
Okay, we can pull a chair for him.
And pull a chair.
Yeah.
Or maybe that one.
Okay, we'll have a chair brought to him, but...
But before we start, before you get the chair on, if you can look at him standing like that, and he's a young man, you can already see he has started to form a hunch. Can you see that? Yeah? You can see he's already started to go there. So the next thing that is going to happen to him is a straight back.
Right.
Okay? So if then we have him turn completely this way, and we look at what happens to the elbows. You see there's almost that rotation. Can you see that?
Right.
Now, the next thing is if you look at here, you get that rounding. Then I come and look at the back of his head, and you see, let me put you like that. You see there's an exaggerated forward head posture. Then I'll just look at him from the front and ask myself, okay, what else do I see? I also see a lot of tightening in the front there. So the whole thing we need is to him to be here and there, right?
Right.
Now, so what I'll do is I'll address these muscles. There are muscles that attach from here to the chest. There are muscles that attach from here like that. And then there's also a muscle that attaches from here to here. And that will contribute to things that will go to that side of the shoulder and this side of the shoulder. So once I loosen those muscles, I have him loose now. The chest is loose. So I'll give him exercises, first of all, to open his chest this way. For example, one of the things I want him to do is just to reach over like that. Okay? And I can do that. We can do that like here. So you can stand there, go, and move so that you get that stretch. Then number two, the next thing that I'll do for him is now teach him my sitting exercises. So you clench your hand there. And all I want you to do is, let's face this way, take a deep breath, and then push this back. And down and down. Okay, now push your head back first. There, now push this back. And back. So you do that, and then you're going to push back here, like this, then look up. And when you're there, just go to the side. Don't let your hands off. And then back here, and you take a deep breath. You go back again here. And take a deep breath. Then you're going to turn to my left. No, not only the upper back. Only the upper back, not the legs. And you breathe. And you're going to do the same on the other side. And every time you go to these exercises, you hold, you breathe, and then you go back. You don't just hold and overstretch. Then that now helps him to get a lot of opening on the upper chest. Then you want him to hold his hand like that and just pull this to the side, and then just go with it, and you breathe as you go with it. You can see how tight he is. Like if you tell him to go, you can see how tight he is. So after we do that on both sides, then let me show you. We do that. But the other one I would ask him to do is this. So you put him there, put him to push his hands like that, okay? And what I would do is I would move my neck up and bend my knee and down. What am I then trying to do? We have already seen this shortening, okay? So we have to get him here. So we have to add that with the leg movement. And and then you can also change it so that you do this. And instead of now going down, you go here, there. So the whole idea is you have to move the body in the 3 planes of motion, which is this one, and this one. If you don't get all the 3 planes of motion, you're going to get results, but not good results.
So is this exercise that one does one-off? Is it something that you guide them through, or is this exercises that maybe one should do every day, maybe when you wake up, when you go to sleep?
What we do is we create a video for you, depending on what we find. So when we create a video for you, then we give you that as your access program.
You know, I don't know if you're like me, Mike. You know, from watching movies, I always thought chiropractors do some magic and they grab your shoulder and, you know, just...
Yeah,
to manipulate the bone.
All these noises that come out of the back that go...
And all of a sudden,
and suddenly
everything
it's
is
back.
fine.
That one you do it, but the first thing is you have to have the cage loose. You want a cage loose. And if you want me to do that, that is easy. But I need a better chair. I can't do it on this one.
As you look for a chair, one thing I've noticed that is really refreshing, is really nice, is when we stretch after the show. I don't know if when we finish the show, is there a way of stretching? Because for me, normally it's just... and it feels really good, by the way.
No, that's...
Feels nice.
That's not the right kind of stretching. I think
stretching is...
and you know, Mike, you use your phone really badly as well, because you're really tall and you always bend all the way down
now she tells
to use your phone.
Now you know you've armed her with
exercises as well.
Against
so,
see, even this,
let's
even
wind
just
up the show
even
with
this.
A few more exercises because I believe we're all
I hope you're joining
victims
us
and
at home as
culprits
well,
of text
and
next. So you at home can also join us as we do this.
Slide forward a bit and come back.
And of course, as Calvin
Then
is
you
also...
just need to
Maybe if you
relax.
could just move Calvin's seat right next here,
Okay.
so we can have him on shot as well.
You want maybe like that? Yeah, like that.
Turn it this way. Let me show you. This way. So that...
But I need to be behind him. I need to be behind him.
Oh, you want to be behind? No, it's okay. You can be behind. Okay, fine.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and please don't do this at home. If you're not a trained chiropractor, don't do this at home.
All right, so that's what happens in the movies.
Yes,
Okay.
please don't do it at home. You just relax.
As long as you don't snap his neck. While you do that, I've seen when you...
There you go.
Oh, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's some noises coming out of that. I'm not quite sure what that...
Calvin, how do you feel? Is that painful when it happens like that?
No, it just happens. It feels great.
All right, that's really cool. So we've actually seen it happen
Do
in
you
real life.
want to try?
You can try.
And have your neck snap?
Don't break my neck, please. I have a show after this.
As you wind up
In
the
the medical
show.
history.
No, colds and flus.
Okay. Move just slightly forward. There you
All
go.
right.
Then just relax backward. There you go.
All right, that's how we're going to wind up this episode of Morning Express. Thank you so much for watching and clearly having my first chiropractor done live on national TV. And this is where we close Morning Express. My name is Michelle Ngele.